Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then hi, my name is NYKOLLA, and in today's video we'll be doing makeup using my favorite. So that means that from each category I'll be using that product that I use the most, like as an type almost every day when I'm doing my makeup. I'm really excited for this video because this type of videos I watch on YouTube every time. Like I really like to see all the makeup artists to use their like favorite products, and then kind of like I'm sometimes influenced and I sometimes buy those products, only sometimes. But in today's we'll be doing makeup look based on my favorite products, and I'm so excited. So let's start. I usually don't use primers because I'm not that primer type of girl, so I usually use moisturizers or like face creams as my primer. What is my top favorite moisturizer is this Fenty Skin Hydra moisturizer. I don't know how this is called, I'm sorry, but unfortunately I ran off yesterday, so I have to repurchase it. So you can imagine that I use this every day. Even when I'm not wearing makeup, I just put this and it's just amazing. I have dry skin, so I really try to like moisturize my skin and to hydrate my skin. So this cream is really good for me. I mean, it's a bit expensive of course, but then this bottle stays and you just buy the refills, which I have to buy as well. This has like a citrusy scent, so for those who don't like scents in makeup products, but it's not that strong. Like the scent is not that strong, and like few minutes after you apply the cream, the scent is gone. You cannot even like smell it anymore. So it's up to you. But as an alternative, I'll be using a primer, and it's this Viv Skin Perfecting Radiance Primer. So I had this full size, I used it up, I don't have it anymore, I have to repurchase it as well. But this primer is amazing. This gives your skin that glowiness and that healthy type of look, or how would you say it? It's insane. I love to actually mix this with foundation as well, like mix it together, but like today, I'm looking in the mirror by the way, we'll be using it as a base, as a primer. See, like that instant glow that it gives. I mean, it's nothing, it's not too much, but it's just, and it's also hydrating, which I like because it's like 2-in-1, so it's actually glowing, but it's anti-hydrating. My skin absorbs it super quickly, so that means that today my skin is super dry. If I would use a primer, it would be this one by Viv. So let's get on foundation. I usually use skin tints or like tinted moisturizers rather than foundations. What I've been loving recently is this Rimmel London Kind and Free skin tint. I have mine in the shade 10, Rose Ivory. I think this is the lightest shade, but I'm not sure. This is like skin tint foundation, so it's a bit thicker, but still it doesn't give you like full or medium coverage. It's still really like breathable, light coverage, and I've been really loving this one. I purchased it like really spontaneously, and I'll be applying this skin tint with my all-time favorite brush, which is the Huda Beauty Buff and Blend brush. And I like to like dab the product into the skin rather than swiping. I bought this skin tint really spontaneously, so it's really like lightweight. Yeah, oh my god, my skin is so dry today. Even this skin tint cannot save my face. Like it's already so dry. So if you see some dry patches or like texture, that's not that skin tint, that is my actual skin. Dry patches everywhere today. Well, I apologize for that. but I really recommend this one if you want to try something for women. This is like their new collection, like more clean and vegan. And for concealer, I'll be using this NYX Born to Glow concealer in the shade Vanilla, and I'm almost out of it. I mean, it's I don't know why I like it, to be honest. I guess it's the lightweight formula. It's not drying my under eye. Shade might be a bit light for me, like the Vanilla, but at least it can like brightens up the under eyes just a tiny bit. I also had this concealer in more darker shade to kind of like bronze my cheekbones, which I don't have anymore because I used that up. So I really was into this concealer, and I kind of still am, but I have to buy a new one and the right shade for me, I would say. And now, powder. Also, what I don't like during my makeup routine is using powder, like baking powder, loose powders. That's not my thing. I mean, I have some loosing baking powders, but I don't use them that much. And the only powder that I use at all, guys, it is this Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Powder Foundation. And I know that this is a powder foundation, but I use it as a powder. And guys, this thing blurs the hell out of your face. I don't know what's inside of this, but this blurring effect that this powder has is insane. I'm not even exaggerating. I mean, this is the powder that I use every time I do my makeup. It always sits on my makeup table. It has to. This is the one that I'll be also taking on my holidays because I am obsessed with this powder. I don't know. I know it's foundation, but I just love this. It doesn't like dry my face at all. I think this is also supposed to be for I think this is supposed to be for all skin types, of course, but I used it a few times as a powder foundation as well, and I didn't have any like dry patches or anything. And this one really blurs the skin, like I'm not even joking. Like, this is insane. But then at the same time, I don't like to powder my face that much. So I kind of like do the T-zone, like the regular one that everyone is doing, like under my chin, right here, bit of on my nose. I don't like to also put any foundation or powder on my nose because my nose is the moisturized area on my face. If you are considering to buy something from Fenty Beauty, please buy this powder foundation. If you're looking for powder, of course, because I would not recommend it, I would not recommend it as a foundation because, I mean, it's powder and it's weird. I don't know, if you like powder foundations, then why not? Yeah, it also comes with this sponge, which I also tried to use, but the sponge is useless. Just throw it away. Let's move on to the brows. I'm not a fan of to spend money on brow products, but I spent some coins on this Patrick Ta shaping wax, and I have it tinted. And guys, I have to admit that I know it's just a basic wax that you can buy from any brand these days, but this particular one is good. I mean, for its price, it's not worth it, but when you own it, you should use it. And it's good. I cannot lie. Definitely not worth that price because it's super pricey. There's not that much product in it whatsoever. But this really glues your brows. I cannot describe it, but this one is really good. I've tried so many these waxing shaping waxes because I'm really into these like feather brushed up brows. So I used a lot of soap brows and stuff like that, and this one is my favorite, I have to admit. So I like to brush it first, and I like to let it dry or let it sit, and then I like to apply pencil. But sometimes I don't even apply pencil because it's already pigmented, so I leave it on like that. But since it's dried out, then you can like brush it even more, because it's really sticky. And I really like these shaping locks, I'm not gonna lie. By the way, every time I do my brows, one of my eyebrow is darker than the other one, so I apologize every single time. So brows I will let to dry, and let's move on to the eyes, shall we? I had to pick up this stunning, beautiful, mine is a little messy from like a freckle spray, but it is this Beige Waves from by NYKOLLA, and that is from my small indie brand. I don't want to like advertise my brand, but I'm not joking. I'm using this palette every day because I mean it's my creation, it's the colors that I like, so of course I'll be using this palette almost every day. And when you open it, it's just this beautiful warm browns with like pop of color. So you have your regular browns, then this orange is so stunning, and then you have this 3 pop of blues, and this middle one is actually duochromatic, so it's like a dark blue with like purple shimmers. I love this palette. I'm really proud of this palette. Everything, the whole design was designed by me from scratch. Also the name, I don't even know how I came up with the name like Beige Waves. I was really inspired by summer, of course, but like the palette also like corresponds to the name, like Beige Waves. Like I didn't called it like ocean, I don't know what, because you have only like 3 blues, like the rest is all really warm browns. I'm just obsessed with this palette. I'm so sorry guys, I had to use my own palette. I apologize, but it's just that achievement that I made. So if you would like to see my small brand, you can visit the official website of by NYKOLLA or our Instagram to kind of see like what we stand for and what is the brand about. And I'll be using this just a brush that I think I use in every video. It's a joke. And I'll dip in the shade called Sunset, and I will put that on all over my eyelid. By the way, I didn't prep my eyes with any concealer or any eye primer, so the colors are performing without anything under, like a base, without any base. I'm putting this all over my eyes, and as you can see, it's the most stunning caramel type of shade. I love it. I'm obsessed. I would say this shade Sunset is my favorite from the palette, and also the orange one. I love those two. So as I mentioned, I'm not using any base on my eyelids, so the shadows are performing like without anything on the eyes, like any base at all. And yeah, this is just the most stunning shade. I love it. So the shade Sunset I applied all over my eyelid, so now I will dip with the same brush in the shade called Seashell, which is this beautiful cream. This shade Seashell is super light. I usually use it to like blend out the edges and to make it more softer. Also, like to be completely real with you, the shadows are a bit powdery, so they have a bit of kick out, but they are really pigmented, so even just 2 dips into the shadow is enough. Sometimes also even 1 is enough. So if you would like to buy that palette, just be aware of that. I'm always impressed with my own palette. I'm sorry, but I am like, every time I'm putting it on my eyelids, I'm always like, wow. I will dip, of course, into this orange shade. of course. But first I will put the darker shade, which is called Tan Lines, which is this one, the last one. I will put it on my outer corner to kind of deepen up the look just a little bit. So okay, so for that I'll be using again just a brush, but this one is a bit smaller and more fluffier. So, and I'm dipping in the shade Tan Lights, which is the darker shade, just a tiny bit. So just kind of deepen it up just a little bit in the outer corner. And I'm mostly focusing on the outer corner, but then I'm kind of dragging it right here. I don't know how this is called, into the crease. Well, this already looks like a sunset, like the shades together. And like I'll be putting the orange as well. So now I'm dipping back into the lightest shade from the palette called Seashell, and I'm kind of blending the edges out again. I'll be using this Huda Beauty Fender and Blender duo brush, and I'll be dipping into the shade called Vitamin D, which is this orange one, and I'll be putting it into my inner corner. And I didn't even apply that much, and it's just okay, I'll dip a tiny bit into this shade called Coral, which is a shimmer shade, and I'm kind of stopping in the middle of my eye. In the pan it's super creamy, so they're really soft. Eyes are done. For my mascara, what I've been using the most recently is this Rare Beauty mascara. I purchased this one because it came in like a set with the eyeliner. It's a good mascara, but it's not something special. But like, to be honest, I've been using this one recently, so that's why I'm using it in my favorites Vizor. But if I should choose like my favorite mascara, it would be the lengthening mascara from Colourpop, and in the shade Brown, because I like to use more brown mascaras and black mascaras. But I really loved that lengthening mascara, but I don't have it anymore because I used it all and it was all dried up, so I threw it away. But that would be like my favorite mascara if I have to choose, of course. But I mean, at the end, every mascara is the same, for me at least. Back to the brows, I think I'll keep them like this. I mean, or should I put a bit of color to them? I don't have my favorite eyebrow products except that Patrick Ta shaping wax. But yeah, this is the one that I'm using the most recently. So now when it's so sticky, I will just kind of shape it into the way that I want to. And then it will really stick and it won't move anymore. I really love this like glued up bushy brows. Let's just say that they're bushy. Really thick. Yeah, I think this one is dark. Like I said, yeah, that's it. Story of my life. Every time one eyebrow is darker. That's it. As you can see, I don't like carve my eyebrows or anything like that. I'm pretty simple. That's why I always mention that I do really simple makeup looks, because I am simple. Going back to the complexion, I have bronzers and blushes, and I have creams and powders as well. But now I'm thinking, since my skin in general is doing so shitty today, I don't know if I'll use the cream ones, because I don't want to break the foundation, the skin tint. Okay, no, we're going with the cream ones as well. For my cream bronzer, this is my all-time favorite. It is the Soul Body by Colourpop as well. I have mine in the shade Light. It smells tropical. I don't know if this is bronzing brush, I don't think so, but I like to use this brush for my cream bronzers, and I just like tip it inside. Then I kind of like dab it on back of my hand to remove any excess and just apply it. Just like that. Oh my god, I put too much. This is the one that I use almost not like every day now, because of course I have lots more cream bronzers, but like if I should pick one, like this is it. This is like my favorite one. Just how creamy it is, how lightweight it feels on the face. It's not sticky. It's a bit orange, I have to admit. I think they have it now also in the shade Fair. before they didn't, so that's why I purchased the shade Light. I like to also apply it on my nose. And when I put too much, yes, I know, so I'll be using this IT Cosmetic brush and just press it to kind of blend it into my skin. To be honest, I usually apply this Soul Body bronzer before my foundation or like skin tint, so to make it even more natural. So I don't usually apply it like on top of foundation. I always put it first, and then I can, the same with cream blushes, I like to put them first before I put any skin tint or foundation on. But just look how it just blends into the skin. I know I put too much, I apologize. Disclaimer, I own too many blushes, cream blushes, powder blushes. I'm a blush girl, I love blushes. This was really hard for me to pick my favorite cream blush and my favorite powder blush. But I have to be honest, I am obsessed with these blush sticks by Colourpop. This one is called Picnic Time, and I think this came with the Limoncello collection, which I don't think is on their website anymore. And I also saw that now they came up with new blush sticks, like reformulated, which I don't have. Like, these are still old, as you can see, it doesn't even have the name on it anymore. But I am obsessed with these blush sticks. I don't know what it is. Again, I always like to like heat it up on my hand first. Like, look at that stunning color. Dip it into it and just apply it, just like that. Pretty simple. And just look at that. I don't know what is in these blush sticks, but I love this. I own too many of these blush sticks, but still mostly from collections that they came up with, and they are no longer on the website. It's just so subtle, natural looking. It gives you also the dewiness a bit, easy to work with as well. And I also like to apply these blush sticks under before my foundation. So moving on to powder bronzer and powder blush. For powder bronzer, my favorite has to be this glowish bronzer by Huda Beauty. I have mine in the shade Tan Light, which I know is bit darker for me, as you can see, but this was the only lightest shade available in my Sephora. But it kind of complements my skin tone anyway, because this formula is really lightweight. I really love this bronzer, I have to be honest. Like, this is my top bronzer, like the #1 bronzer that I would use. That's why I picked it as my favorite, because I cannot lie, it is my favorite, because I really use this bronzer every day when I'm doing my makeup, of course. Well, sometimes even when I don't like to wear any foundation or like to do any full face of makeup, I just put on moisturizer and this bronzer on top and a powder blush, and it's like the no makeup type of look. For powder blush, I'll be using, please guys don't kill me, but I have to. I'll be using again from by NYKOLLA this soft powder blush in the shade Melon Dew, and this is the most stunning bubblegum pink. It's a bit pigmented, to be honest, but still buildable. I had to, guys. I apologize. As I said, I don't want to advertise or like promote my own brand, so I'll dip in this one just really tiny bit, because as I mentioned, it's pigmented. Take out any excess and just apply it on top of the cream blush. Oh my god, I'll be too blushy. Oh my god, it's already happening. Because this one is, like, as I mentioned, pigmented, but not that much. And look at that stunning pink. Don't worry, I'll blend it out. Because as soon as I start with blush, I cannot stop. And then it looks like this. I'm like a freaking clown. Don't worry, I will press it down. I'll try to press it down. So, just a bit about this blush. So it's soft powder matte blush. So it's matte, of course. One of the blushes is with shimmers, but I don't have it with me right now, so that's why I'm using this one. This one is like a beautiful baby pink. It's formulated with coconut oil, so it hydrates your skin as well, even though if it's powder. And as I mentioned, it is pigmented, so be really careful, but you can still build it up. What I love about this highlighter is that I can put it also on top of powders. That's why I love this highlighter, because I can put it on top of powder and it won't like break the anything, like smudge the foundation or the powders at all. It's amazing, and it gives you that dewiness just a tiny bit. That's why I love this one. And if I should, I don't own that much highlighters, but if I have to pick one, this is it. This is my second tube. Get your hands on this. This is like €3. Please buy this one. This is amazing. Everyone's sleeping on this highlighter, to be honest. This is stunning. Like, look at how glowy it already is. And so last, move on to the lips. I don't have my original lip liner that I loved, because it's already gone. I ran out and I didn't buy a new one, but it was the lip liner by Huda Beauty, the Lip Contour 2.0, and I think mine was in the shade pinky brown, I suppose. Yeah, I think it was in pinky brown. I don't have that anymore, because I would love to include this lip contour, since the previous one was my favorite one. So I'll be using this mini one, which came like in a lippy set, and this one is in the shade warm brown, so I will use that one, and I think it would also match the eyes. Already obsessed. What I love about this lip liner is that it's super creamy and it doesn't dry up my lips at all. So lips overlined, and on top I'll be using this. I am obsessed with this one. I mean, come on, it's the Maybelline Lifter Gloss, and I have in mine in the shade Topaz, which is dupe for the Fenty lip gloss, lip balm, in the shade Fenty, I would say. I'm obsessed with this one. It also smells so good. Don't eat it, but just smell it. Like, look at that tiny shimmers it has. I mean, it's amazing. But just look at that color. It's so stunning. It complements the eye look as well. I will just quickly set my face. I don't have any favorite setting mist, but so I will set my face with this W7 Dew Over Refreshing Hydro Mist, because my face needs it. It smells like watermelon. And I just like to press the setting mist with this sponge. And I guess, you guys, that's it. That was my favorite products that I use almost every day when I'm doing makeup. I hope you enjoyed this video, and you can also give it a thumbs up or any other video. I also kind of share another journey of mine, which is that I am writing a book. I mean, I already wrote the book. If you want to hear the whole story, you can watch this video, and also why I decided to write this book and why I decided to put my darkest thoughts into the story. Or you can watch any other makeup videos that I already posted. As I mentioned, I really like to post really simple, natural looking makeup looks, nothing crazy. I'm more like modest, if I can use that word, and just like, oh my god, what's happening? Say hi! You can also subscribe to this channel if you like my content. It really motivates me to do any content for you guys. But yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this video, this really easy, simple makeup look using my favorite products. I hope I'll see you in the next one. So I will enjoy the lemon cake now. I have to. So enjoy your evening, and goodbye guys. Bye!